And welcome back, everybody. I think I'm on the right camera. Yes, okay. When you have a plethora, it's hard to tell which one is on. Welcome back, everybody. It is Friday. It is a little more than a week before Christmas. I think it's 10 days to be exact, which means there's probably only 8 or 9 shopping days left. So I hope everybody is well into their list and not having to scramble around. I know some guys in particular that like to shop on Christmas Eve. You wouldn't catch me, you will not catch me in a store on Christmas Eve because they're just, that's when, it's controlled chaos until then. Christmas Eve is uncontrolled chaos and everybody closes at like 6. So it's just, it's really not fun. Scott made it in early. Hello, Mistress of Gear Storage. Ooh, I like that. I really like that. Mistress of Gear Storage. Yeah, that could almost go with that gear acquisition syndrome. Mistress of Gas. I still like it. And there's Jeff. Afternoon, Sly. How are you? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, sir. It has been a fantastic year. I cannot believe it's almost Christmas and 2024 is literally looming just backstage, right? It is right there waiting to make its appearance. And that's kind of, I didn't feel like 2023 was a very long year. It went by really, really quickly. So I thought when I was planning tonight, number one, I want to try something new. And number two, I thought it would be a good time to kind of... I buy a lot of stuff. And some stuff makes it to a YouTube video. A lot of stuff doesn't. Some stuff, a lot of stuff gets sent back. I always say Amazon has a 50-50 shot of whether I keep it or not. And in looking back through everything I've bought from Amazon in the last year, I actually do keep more than 50%. So, but I still hold to that. It's hit or miss if I'm going to keep it because advertising and pictures can be very deceiving. And something may look wonderful in the pictures, and then I end up sending it back. So there's been a lot of stuff sent back, but I have kept a ridiculous amount of stuff too. So there's that. I buy way too much stuff on Amazon. A friend of mine has a Temu addiction. I think I have an Amazon addiction. I think she gets off on the better end because Temu is cheaper. Yeah. But, Peter's made it in. Merry Christmas, Sly. A little rainy here tonight, but nice evening. Well, it's a little chilly here. It's not horrible bad, just a little chilly. And Dylan, how you doing, bud? What's up? Almost 500 subs. Nice, right? Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm doing a giveaway. My last video has got all the info and all that. I'm doing a little giveaway to mark the 500 sub celebration. So check that out. But tonight, like I said, I wanted to try something new. I don't know if this is going to work because this is my first time ever attempting this. So we're going to kind of go over some gear that I've acquired through the 2023. And these, I kind of narrowed it down to my favorites. So these are my favorites in several different categories. Maybe some you've seen, some you haven't seen. I don't think I've made a video on all of these. So some you may not know about. But let's just jump right into that. If I can get this to work right. There's always that. Okay, so the first one up looks like... my little camera bag. And I was able, somehow, I thought I was able to do this. Where I can put me up here. Yeah. Okay. So, this was recommended by one of you Aussie boys. Not sure if it was Jeff or Roy. The Timba Fulton. And this has become my all-time favorite camera backpack. I love its size. It rivals the Go 42, but I like the material a lot better. And it just feels like it has more organization and more storage. It will not carry my laptop, but I have the 14 and the 16 liter as well. And I think for you guys that are a little bit bigger than me, the 16 would work well for you guys. The 10 I think would be a little small on you guys, but I'm 5'4", and so the 10 works really good for me. And it's very light. The Go is very light too. That would probably be my second favorite, the Go 42. And then of course they make a 46. But I've tried the 46 in the Go, and it's just a little bit too long for me. And when I go, like when we went to, where'd we go? Great Wolf Lodge. I wanted to take my laptop and some other gear, I think. Or maybe it wasn't the laptop, maybe it was just all the other gear. So I took the 16. But the 16 on me is considerably bigger. So compared to my little 10, this is not something I would carry around every day because it's just too long for me. So, you know, they say it's like finding a good bag is like finding a pair of pants that just fit you just right. Everybody has that one pair that doesn't matter how many times you buy that brand, that model, they don't fit. Camera bags are kind of the same thing. When you get a bag that fits you just right, and that Timba Fulton 10 liter fits me just right. So now it says on here $109.95. I believe, let me see if I can find it again quickly. I believe it was down here somewhere. I don't think. Yeah. Okay. So no, it is the same price for a Prime member. So when you bring the links over, it doesn't bring over the Prime price. It brings over the non-Prime price, which I didn't know until I did this. So there is that. Let's see. Jeff says, yes, 2023 has just zoomed by, and another exciting 2024 New Year. It's been a very hot day. 77 degrees. Wow. And the storm is on the way. Yeah, can't not even imagine that. Peter says, deceiving ad pics? Yes. Try the chicken sandwiches at the box stores. Stunning pictures, but the real thing looks like it was run over by a car. No kidding. Jeff says, no, I did not recommend this. It may have been Roy. Yes, I think it. I remember it was one of you two, but I couldn't remember which one. Jeff says, mind you, it does look great. That's my winter chicken dinner as far as a camera bag goes. All right, so moving on to just a regular. I think the next one up is a regular backpack. And I did make a video on this one. I have not made a video on the Fulton yet because I have all three sizes, and so I need a larger space, and so I want to be outside, and it has not been conducive for a very long time to shoot anything outside. I know some people are really having hang-ups about not being able to shoot their Christmas pics and Halloween pics because the weather has really not cooperated. But this is that Osprey Daylight pack, and again, this is just another one that it's so small and lightweight. They do make a little bit bigger version called the Daylight Plus, which has another little something on the front, but I really like the simplicity of this bag. And as you can see, it's not a very big bag. And it packs up in a suitcase super, super nice. In fact, it fits in that, what was it called? The one, the blue one. The SOG 36. It fits perfect in that. And it kind of matches. So, all about matching luggage. So anyway, the Osprey, fantastic. Just to have a little bag. If you're like a cyclist or something and you want to just throw a bag on your back and go bike riding, cyclist, I guess. My son does this. And that would be the perfect size, even though he's giant. That would be the perfect size to just throw something on his back as he chugs along on his bicycle. So I'm really glad this is working because I wasn't sure it was going to. Okay, so next up, I guess we have to turn these off. Nope, that didn't work. Ah, there we go. All right, so next up is my winner for the sling bag. And you know which one it's going to be, right? The Henderson. Yeah, I love this thing to pieces. It is a little bit, it's backwards. It's a little bit fancier than most of the sling bags. It's a little bit fancier than, well, I guess there's a Bellroy that's kind of fancy. But other than that, it's probably the fanciest sling bag I have. But I love the organization of it. And the fact that it has this cool fidlock buckle. I love these things. I love magnets, right? They are so... What did we do before we had magnets? Now, never once has this thing come apart without me trying to get it apart. And because I'm somewhat challenged in that department, I've had a hard time sometimes getting it apart. And of course, now it's going to do it on it every time. But it just always snaps together. I've never had it come apart on me. So I know that was one of the complaints in some of the reviews, was that the fidlock buckle has a tendency to come undone. Never happened once to me. So I don't know, maybe I'm just not as active as some of these people that are having it fall apart. But I love the fact that the back pocket has magnets. There's magnets on this front part. There's just magnets all over this bag. And it has the compression loops on the side. And then it has the AquaGuard zippers. Don't have my glasses on. But the organization inside this thing, simply amazing. Simply amazing. I emptied everything out just so I wouldn't have things like falling all over the desk when I was trying to show you. So the Henderson wins hands down. But as an honorable mention, and I just got this like a week ago, the alpaca flight bag gets an honorable mention because I do like the material. But again, as you can see, it's not quite as dressy. Does not have as much organization. It's kind of sparse in there. But it is a really nice bag, so it does get honorable mention. All right, what else we got? What else we got? Come on. Nope. Not really sure how to do this. Okay, I'm learning as I go. Bear with me. Okay, so tech bags. Now I've done a plethora of tech bags, and there are some that went out over others. I seem to keep going back to the Wandered tech bag. I now have 3 of these. I have, of course, my blue and a yellow and an orange because I love these things. I use them in everything. You can just throw them in a backpack. Now, the Wandered doesn't have a whole lot of organization, which is not always a bad thing. This is more for your big stuff. So like I like my speaker. I keep my big speaker in there. But then it has these little teeny tiny pockets on the sides for cables. And I really kind of like that. But I have found that whereas this doesn't have as much organization, this works for me. And it's so nice just to be able to throw it in my bag. It even fits in the smaller bags. So now in the camera bag, the small version works better because the camera opening compartment is not very big. So the small version works better for the camera bag. But as far as all my backpacks and everything, I love the medium size. And the fact that the front pocket is got that fleece lining, so it's a really nice place to put your phone. Or anything like you could put, it's big enough that the G7X Mark III little point and shoot camera would fit right in there. And you wouldn't have to worry about scratching anything because it's got that fleece lining to it. So that is my top pick for a tech bag. Honorable mention, I may have, I'm not 100% sure. Let's see if this is the next one. Yes, this one gets honorable mention. If you need something bigger than the Wandered, as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. The Tomtoc, and I love the Tomtoc because it does have a handle, and when you open it, it's like an accordion. So if you need a whole lot of little bitty stuff to organize, this is the way to go. But it is also a bigger footprint, so it takes up more room in a bag. And I have found that in my little backpacks, this takes up almost too much room, where the Wandered medium fits absolutely perfect. So we're still gonna say the Wandered is the winner, but the Tomtoc does get honorable mention. And Peter says, you look really nice tonight. Relaxation looks good on you. Well, thank you. I don't know. Thank you. And Jeff says, mind you, that's not hot. It gets up to 102 your end. The Hunterson sling bag is a good bag. Yeah, so in the summertime, we get 102 pretty regular, with a lot of humidity, which makes it kind of like when you walk outside, it's very hard to breathe. And in the wintertime, it gets so cold that sometimes when you walk outside, it's hard to breathe. Go figure. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of humidity in Oklahoma. Way too much. All right, up next is, I did that one. Okay, hang on. Bear with me. Nope, want to show that. Don't want to show that. Let's go to this one. Okay. All right. So up next, you guys, I have no idea why I like this thing so much, but I do. It's this little X-Pack. They say it's a wallet. I love this thing. It is so small and compact. And I guess the material in combination with the fact that it holds so much, you can just slide it in your front pocket and you forget it's there. But yeah, I really couldn't tell you. I have my my debit card and credit cards on one side, and then the money in the middle, and my driver's license on the other side. And it's just, what else do you need in a wallet? I mean, you gotta have a way to pay for stuff, right? This is the bomb diggity. I love the pouch as well, but right now the pouch is unavailable. And I have noticed that this company does this. They will put stuff on Amazon they only make 3 things, as far as I can tell. But these will come and go. They'll run out of stock. It'll say stock getting low, and then they disappear off Amazon. And then when they restock, they put it back on. So, but their attention to detail is what sold me. Because, I mean, this thing has seen constant use since the day I got it. This thing pretty close to the same. Now, I'm not in and out of this as much as I am this, but they are both holding up phenomenally well. So, yeah, again, number one right here. If you need something small to keep, I think they count this as a wallet as well, but this would not work so much for me as that. I guess you could put your bills in the front, your cards in the back, but for me, this works better as far as holding like my chapstick and my little knife and a little flashlight and that kind of stuff. Keeps it from rolling around in the bag. But it's not in something as big as a tech pouch. It's just, and so it'll fit almost anywhere in the admin part of a bag. And this will either fit in the bag or in my front pocket. So, love this little thing. And as you can see, it is not expensive. So, I might have 2 or 3 of those. Maybe. Possibly. And there's my buddy Charles. How you doing? Charles, you ready for Christmas, bud? It's going to happen whether we're ready or not. So, and I believe I saw a picture of a sandwich that looked amazingly good, and I was hungry at the time, so it looked even better. We don't have restaurants like that here in town. You have to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma City. Peter says, what would be a large bag to use like my Orlando trip with clothes, electronics, toiletries, rolled shirts, pants, underwear, and a laptop? Right now, if they have any left, that SOG 36 is an amazing bag. If I only had to pick one, I like duffel bags because they fit so well in the car, especially when you're traveling with other people. You can get a ridiculous amount of duffel bags in the same place that you could get a few suitcases. So, yeah, duffel bags are kind of my thing of choice, but that 36, that SOG Syrup 36, is squishy enough that it would act like a duffel, but it has more form factor to it that you can put your laptop and stuff and not have to worry about it getting hurt. And I think I got 3 days worth of clothes in it for me and little man. So it was just the perfect fit. And I got like a toiletry bag and my laptop and now I've got my mobile setup down to just a very small tech bag and a laptop. So that fit in that bag perfectly with about 3 days worth of clothes and stuff. So if they still have them available, I'd recommend something about a 36 liter size. Seems to work pretty good. Okay, where am I at here? I think if it's highlighted, that must be the one I'm on. Okay, so let's go to this one, take this one off. There we go. Okay. These, when for $7.99 you get 2, or $7.59 I guess you get 2. Never leave home without it. Because if you are the least bit accident prone, and it's not just that, it's not just never leave home without it. Even when I'm home, if I need a Band-Aid really quickly, I know where it is. Okay. But traveling with kiddos, you have to carry at least at the very, very least Band-Aids. Okay. If you're going to carry diapers, if they're little, throw it in a diaper bag. But this thing, now when you get it empty. So you can put it whatever you want in it. You can kind of customize it. But it's very simple. It just has opening here, which I've got like alcohol wipes and Neosporin and I think some Cordade maybe. And then it's got a little pouch here. I've got a pair of gloves if there's somebody else's blood. And then a little heat ice pack thing right there. And some Band-Aids and just some allergy meds, aspirin, and stomach medicine. So this goes everywhere, regardless of what bag I take. Backpack wise. Now, if I'm just running out with a sling, yeah, there's probably not room in it. But in every backpack I take, and I have 2 of these made up. I have the red one made up as well. It goes everywhere with me, and I highly, highly recommend at least having a Band-Aid with you. And there is nothing worse than, and I'm kind of a klutz, so to inadvertently cut yourself and have to spend the rest of the day walking around with a paper towel around your finger. You just had a Band-Aid. When we went to St. Louis, little man scraped his knee, and Granny to the rescue because I had Band-Aids. Thank you very much. So it's just something you don't think about. It's not glamorous, but that will save your bacon so many times. Just having something little like that. Now, there are a lot of the EDC guys that I watch that have like tourniquet things, and their first aid kit is a lot more extensive than mine. Mine is just for little cuts and scrapes. But sometimes that's all you need. So, up next is oh yeah, I love these. So these are the Sound Peats. I believe it's the Free 2. Yes. These have the best sound for being what they are. In fact, little man spent the night with me last night, and I laid in bed and watched a movie with these on so I wouldn't wake him up. The only problem to these is, there's the, I guess that's technically the front of the box. Ooh. And then that would be the back of the box. The only problem I have with them, they're so tiny. I have already lost a set. So I actually have 2 of these that haven't even opened yet that are spares, because these things, I wear these at work and they sound so good, and I keep the volume down. You do not have to raise it up. You don't have to, blow out your eardrums. These sound amazing. And I'm kind of particular about my basses and stuff, so but they are very small, and they come in white and black. So I get the white because of my white hair. They're less noticeable, and it's a good fidget toy because you can kind of, when it's in your pocket, you can just kind of, yeah. So I tend to do that a lot. If you hear a little click click coming from my pocket, it's probably my headphones. The only negative I have to say is the case is so tiny, which is not really a negative. It's a plus, but I have lost a pair. Somewhere in my house is another set of these, and I cannot for the life of me find them anywhere because they're so tiny. But they charge with USB-C, which I love. And now it says on here $29.99 with a 20% coupon. You can catch these on sale, and that's when I buy them and stock up. You can catch these on sale for $20. And honestly, I would pay $60 for these. So that's how good they sound. And I'm kind of cheap, so, there's that. But it is what it is. Alright, what's next? This brick. is I have several power banks. They're kind of all over the place. I've been given some for, presents and what have you. Um, which this one's a little bit smaller. Uh, there's 3 or 4 more around here. But this is my absolute favorite. It's kind of the right size. It's 65 watt. I think it's 20,000 milliamp hours. This will charge anything I need it to charge. And I don't have to worry about it ever. And it has, this probably won't show up, maybe if I get my face out of it. It tells you how much charge it has. So I think right now it's at 100%, which I love that. And then I just, hook it up, when it gets to 100%, I just drop it in my bag and it stays charged for a really long time. I've never had any, not once have I had any trouble out of this. And I think this is my second Basius. They also make headphones, which they're okay. They're kind of a middle to high middle headphone, earbud is what I'm talking about. They're not near as good as the Soundpeats, but they're charging bricks. And this says $60 for the non-prime, but it's only $45 for prime. And I'm not sure. Let me just double check real quick. I'm not sure. Go through all these. No. Okay, so it's 46 if you're a Prime member. A lot of times they'll play with the price and they'll raise it to like 55 and give you a $10 coupon. So yeah, it's always in the mid 40s, but it is highly, highly worth it. That's my favorite power bank, hands down. Hands down. And it's blue. I like blue. Jeff says, yep, that power bank is fantastic. Yeah, I really like it. Randy's awake. Hi, Sly. 5 are watching, only 2 likes. Yeah, I haven't had time to do that whole thing. So, I'll like it after the fact, maybe. I'm doing a new thing, Randy, where I've never done this before, where you showcase something, and so I'm out of my comfort zone, as they say. All right, so where did we leave off? There's not very many more, guys. No, we did that one. I think we did that one. How about this one? Yes. Okay. So, when I was getting ready to go to St. Louis, I knew I was going to have to live stream from the hotel, and I really didn't have a clue how to go about that, because here I have 2 hubs or docking stations or whatever you want to call them, and on the laptop you only have 2 ports, and they're both USB-C. So my microphone is USB-A, I guess. The mouse is USB-A. So there was really no, you have to have something. And I found this little guy. One of my, I don't know whether you call it a hub or a docking station. I get those 2 terms very confused. I think it's a hub, but it could be, I don't know. I get it very confused. Anyway, if it adds ports to your computer, that's what I'm talking about. So this little thing is made by the same company that my big one is made by, and I've never had any problems with it. So when I found this, I thought, ooh, that might actually work. And it worked phenomenally. It just sits on the desk next to the laptop. One of the things I love about it is the cord. The cord is attached, so you don't have to worry if you have the cord. You know, that was one of the live streams I did at my son's one night. Got everything set up, and I was one cable short. It was kind of one of those snaps moment, you know, where you kind of worry a lot. But it's built into this, and it has a USB-C. It has two USB-A's, one on either side. So microphone, mouse, and then it has a card reader, which I didn't need and don't use. And then it has an HDMI port if you want to add a second monitor, which again, I didn't use that either. But the compact size of this thing makes it absolutely perfect for travel. And so it just goes in with my little bag that has everything I need to live stream remotely, which I found out I'll be doing more of that coming in the near future. So Carlos made it in. This is great. Sly, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, bud. It's almost there. We are just a countdown away now. It is it is getting a little dry running that that wall heater. Doesn't put any moisture in the air. So next up, yeah, it'd be nice if they would have like stars you could put by the things that you've done. Yeah, not so much luck with that. Okay. And I think this may, I don't know, this may be, I think I've almost done everything now. So this microphone, I think this microphone sounds fine. But this is the, you know, I tried their $79 microphone. I went the whole gamut. You should see on my Amazon history how many microphones I went through and how many interfaces I went through. And I've got all the XLR cables and the whole shebang. And I think this microphone sounds as good as any of them. So it's $26 right now. So when I was making my little live packet, I bought another one. They have several colors. I think they have blue, they have black for all you purists out there. And then blue, green, pink. I think there's a gold and a silver. So there was absolutely no reason for me to, the one I'm talking on right now is blue, and I just got a green one. There was no reason to get a different color because they exact same microphone. But I think they sound really good. And you just plug and play, right? How simple does that get? But I think they rival any of the ones that I was going through, and I had all that stuff on my desk. And I think this one rivals any of those. Now, obviously, you can't do the sound effects, and you can't do, what is it, the reverb. So it definitely is not for singing, but I don't sing. So that worked out well. Randy says you're doing great. Well, thank you, Randy. Like I said, this is new for me. I've never done this before, so it took me a minute to get set up. Almost missed dinner over it, and then Peter didn't want to talk as long as normal. What is up with that, Peter? Somebody asked you if you have a sore throat. Are you feeling okay? Because you did kind of cut it short, so I'm thinking maybe a little bit of a sore throat. All right. And let's see what this one is. That's me. That's the microphone. And that may be the end of it. Okay. Yeah. So you're just back to having to deal with me again. But that's okay. So those are my top. It was supposed to be a top 10, and I threw something extra in. I don't remember now which one it was, but um, and I had some honorable mentions in there. So I think we ended up with like 13 or 14. But um, looking back at the list of what I and most of the stuff I've bought off Amazon. Um, I don't think I have a list that I can go back and look at, like B&H and Adorama. I'm sure there probably is one somewhere, but I wouldn't even know how to go about finding it. So I just took the year of Amazon and went down and was like, yes, I love that. I love that. I really didn't. I'm trying to think if I really. Well, the first aid bag. I'd kind of forgotten about it, to be honest with you, because it's become such a part of my daily life that you just kind of forget that you've only been using this less than a year, right? So, the headphones, I use those every single day because I wear them at work. And then a lot of times, uh, I'll wear them in the car. If little man's playing one of his games in the back seat, and I like these too because you can listen just with one ear. So you don't have to have them both in. You can do them independently, which gives you, if you're only listening with one ear, it gives you twice the amount of runtime. So, but yeah, they're phenomenal. And it took me a minute to figure out how to get all that up here. And then it took me almost as long, not quite, almost as long to put all the links in the description. So, so there is that. So some of you guys have not entered the bag giveaway. You need to do that before Monday night at midnight is the deadline. And then I'll be announcing a winner in Tuesday's video. So be sure and if you want what was it, the backpack and a sling bag, hashtag backpack or hashtag sling bag, or hashtag, I think it was crossbody. I'll know what you mean. But yeah, so does anybody have any shopping left on their list? I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but I do, because my daughter wants a gift card. She knows I cannot buy a gift card online. I mean, I guess I could do one of those e-cards, but then how do you wrap that? You can't really. I guess you could print out a little piece of paper, but that seems kind of cheesy. So she's going to force me to go into a store and get a gift card. And yeah, not really thrilled about that, but 'tis the season for giving. So I will try to, I'll probably go tomorrow before it gets like really stupid crowded. And then my son, he's very hard to buy for this year. Little man is done. He's the easiest out of everybody, right? He'll sit down with you, and he's so cute. And we looked at the Amazon website and the Walmart website, and he's sitting on my lap, and he's like, "Ooh, I want that, I want that, I want that." And I said, "Well, yeah, okay. But of these, which one do you like the best?" And he's like, He had to think about that for a minute, and then he picked one. So, yeah, kids are the easiest to buy for, by far. Adults, you tend to have everything if you want it, you just buy it, right? So there's not that, the instant gratification thing that's the world we're living in right now, is people see something and they just go buy it, right? So it's not like back in the old days where you really wished for a new dress and you got a new dress once a year, and so it meant something. We've really completely outgrown that mentality, and that so now it's really hard to buy gifts for people. And so you get something you think they would like that they might not buy for themselves. Well, if they're not going to buy it for themselves, they're probably not going to like it. But that's okay. It's just kind of, they will smile and nod and say thank you, and that's fine. Um, so, yeah, I've gotten a touch of that lately where my gifts have not been well received, but hey, at least you got a gift, right? Um, Went to a Dirty Santa Christmas party, had a blast, and I think only one person didn't get what they were thrilled with. And out of 13 people, that's not too bad odds. So, but if any of these little gadgets and gizmos, and I kind of feel like the Little Mermaid with my gazmos and gizmos aplenty. And I have a plethora more. I just tried to narrow it down to my favorites. The stuff that I really use a lot. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff from a couple of companies because I kept thinking everybody raves about these people. So even though this bag didn't work out for me, maybe the next one will. And so I got a lot of their stuff. It's probably going to be going up for sale soon. There's a couple of different companies that are that way. And I don't really, I know I watched one guy and he said everything he buys is from one company. I think it was Doc Rock. And he loves everything they make. I haven't found, aside from the little billfold and they only make 3 things, I have not found a company that everything they make I like. Like, I'll like this bag or that bag, but not so much the rest of their stuff. So I'm still looking for that company that I can 100% get behind and say everything they make is wonderful. Haven't found that yet. I'm still searching. So I had some bags on my Christmas list. We'll see if those come to fruition. I was chastised today for not having a big enough list for them to choose from. But they kind of hit me up with it spur of the moment. And so I kind of had to do a list on the fly. And yeah, so, and apparently I gave both children the exact same list. Go figure. It was probably one of those copy and paste type things. So, but I do have my little tree up. I did have to work with the lighting some on that to get the tree to show up. It actually, from what I'm seeing on the screen and from what it looks like in real life, they don't look anything the same. Absolutely nothing the same. You can't even see. It's what they call a fiber optic tree. And so when you look at it in person, it has got all these little fiber optic lights that are not really showing up too good on the screen. And it's got, I think it's gold or silver, gold I think, beads of garland. I can't even see those in the screen. So, but there it is. I may take a picture and send it. Didn't Peter want pictures of Christmas trees? I will try to take a better picture and send it in. And then maybe he can blow it up and show you what my pretty little tree really looks like. Because it is a pretty little tree. But that is my, that's my Christmas decoration. I suppose I could put stockings on the fireplace back here. But you couldn't see them anyway, so yeah, it's all good. We'll just leave it at that. And then after Christmas, you just take one of those great big trash bags and put over it, cinch it down at the bottom, and put it in the closet. And that is my kind of Christmas tree. When I was younger, I did the whole wrapping of the lights and making sure you get them on the inside of the trunk, and then you had to put more on the outside of the branches, and then the garland, and yeah, I did all that where it takes like 6 hours to decorate a Christmas. It's an afternoon project, and don't do that so much anymore. Little man has a tree at his mom's house that is like a, tall, big Christmas tree. So here we just have our little tree, and he is perfectly content with that. He helped me get it out of the closet and take the bag off of it, and then he got to go back to playing his game. So he was perfectly happy with all that. So uh, we will. I don't know what next Friday. Let's see. Christmas is on a Monday, I believe. Um, I probably should silence that, shouldn't I? Yes. Uh, so I I feed these two feral cats and have for about the last 8 years. Um, they will kind of, sort of, sometimes if I sit really, really still, they'll come up to me, but nobody else. Well, since it's been so cold, I've been feeding them more, and now I'm feeding the entire neighborhood's cats. And so the cats keep setting off the alarm system in the backyard. So, Jeff says, do you get snow at Christmas? No, not as a rule. Generally, our coldest months are January and February. December is hit and miss. I have seen Christmases be 60 degrees, and I've seen Christmases be 30 degrees. And so it's real. I can't remember the last time we had snow on Christmas Day, which is good because a lot of people are traveling. But yeah, typically if we get snow, as a rule of thumb, it lasts about 3 days, which is perfect because you get the, oh, it's snowing, look, it's beautiful, it's magical, and then by the time you're sick of it, it's melting and going away. So yeah, I'm good with that. That's something I would love to have. We always have the heat of the summer. I know that is so weird to me to think that to have Christmas when it's warm. But I don't know. It would make for when the kids get their toys, they can play outside with them. I mean, that would be kind of Christmas in July. That'd be kind of cool. It would give you a whole new spin. A whole new spin. Because, right now, here, Christmas is you have hot chocolate with marshmallows, and you have apple cider, and you have eggnog, and lots of stuff to eat, which you can hide with hoodies, and you don't have to, you're not going to be wearing a bathing suit anytime soon. So it would give a whole new spin on Christmas in the summer. So, but that is kind of cool how the different parts of the world, due to climate or culture or whatever, celebrate Christmas. So, yeah, I mean, it's. Now, are you up high enough where you get snow in the winter, which would be my summer? Jeff says, family have arrived. I must love and leave you all. Stay safe and have a fabulous Christmas and a Happy New Year. Jeff, same to you, bud. Thank you so much for being a part of our little family. I really do appreciate it, and I wish you the best Christmas ever. And we'll see you before New Year. But, guys, I am going to leave you with it. Go get me some dinner and pack all this stuff back where it belongs. Because most of this I do carry on the daily, right? These little bags are 100% perfect for putting in backpacks. And I will carry at least one, sometimes two, depending on which backpack I've got and what I'm going to be doing. These are, and I'm not sure which one it's in, probably the blue one somewhere. But this is perfect, absolutely perfect for my little Osmo Action with the tripod and everything in there. And I just throw it in the bottom of one of the backpacks. Off I go. In fact, I think it's probably in the Timba because I reconfigured that just for the action camera since that's one I've been taking a lot. So, and Jeff says, no, in Brisbane we never get snow. Okay, well, I may have to visit Australia just so I have a feel for your climates over there, because if you never get snow, your humidity is probably not very high either. And here the humidity all year long is something to contend with. In the summer it makes the heat seem worse, and in the winter it makes the cold seem worse. So, but tonight it's probably in the 40s, so it's not as bad as it has been. The heater actually has been cycling on and off. I can't wait till I get my first gas bill. That should be probably cause for alarm, but at least I'm staying warm. So there is that. I have a neighbor 2 houses down who his house was burned by an arsonist, and he doesn't have the money to fix it, and he refuses to leave because, as he says, that's all he has in the world. And so he has stayed there. This will be his second winter with no utilities, and I don't know how he does it. But you can't say he's homeless, but he kind of is. He just has a shelter that belongs to him. So there's always going to be people better off than you, and always going to be people worse off than you. So you just pray for them both, right? And I will see you guys next Friday. I don't know where I will be broadcasting from, whether it will be here or on location somewhere, but we will see you at least for a little bit next Friday. So take care, everybody. Stay safe, as Randy says, and I love all you guys. See ya.